Today we're going to do synthetic division, which takes some practice to get good at, but once you get good at it, you'll feel like it's really, really easy. So this is dividing polynomials. I'll have something like this. -1. I'm going to make this -1. Oops. So it gives me something like this. I want to put all of the coefficients across the top. Remember, coefficients are the numbers in front of a variable, and we count the constant as a coefficient as well. It needs to keep its sign. So I'm going to go 3, 2, -1. I put a little box over here, and I divide by whatever makes this equal 0. So what would I put in for x to make this equal 0? If I can't figure it out, I just set it equal to 0 and solve for x. And it gives me -3. So that's what I'm going to put up here. The first term always comes down. And then I multiply. Did I do something wrong? I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Ooh, I shouldn't have done by 3. Okay, I'm sorry. Ignore this example because it's not going to work. I'm going to make it this example. So restart. We're going to start with this example right here. Okay. So I'm going to put my coefficients across the top. Whatever makes this equal 0, which is -1. The first term comes down. I multiply this. Whatever's down here gets multiplied by this number up here. So 3 times -1 is -3. And then I add here. So whatever's here gets added. So 2 plus -3 is -1. And I multiply this times -1. I add these and it gives me 0. Now that means I have no remainder. So what did I just find? I found what's left over when I divide this polynomial by this polynomial. But I have to put my variables back in. So whatever exponent I started with up here, which is a 2, I start with one exponent lower down here. So I'm going to put 3x minus 1. So my answer is 3x minus 1. I'll do a couple more examples because I know I messed that one up a little bit, so I apologize. Put my coefficients, 1, 6, and 5. Whatever makes this equal to 0, which is -5. The first number always comes down. I multiply. I add these. I multiply. I add these. No remainder. Anything you get today shouldn't have a remainder. So this was x to the squared, so I'm going to start one less. This is positive, so I put +1, which means my answer is x plus 1. Ran out of paper. I'm going to try to use the back of this. So sometimes I don't have all of the terms that I should have. Meaning this is x cubed. I don't have an x squared or an x. So I need to put zeros in for that. So when I put my coefficients here, I have 1x cubed. I have 0x squareds. I have 0 x's. And I have 27 constants. Whatever makes this equal to 0, which is -3. First term always comes down. And I multiply. I add these together, and I multiply. I add these together, and I multiply. I add these together. I start with one exponent less, so I was at x cubed, so this is going to be x squared. It's already got a minus, so I don't need to put anything. X, and then plus, there's not going to be a variable there. So my answer is x squared minus 3x plus 9. Hopefully that makes sense. We'll practice some more tomorrow that are just slightly harder.